Oh God, the delay. It hit me a second later.
It's time to gush over Caitlin Johnstone because some of her musings and some of her random thoughts were just freaking amazing. I saw people protesting climate change last week. Yeah, getting the crap beaten out of them. Oh yes, I did see that. I noticed that there was a climate change protest. So this is on Caitlin Johnstone's Substack, Caitlin's newsletter, CaitlinJohnstone.substack.com. She's absolutely the greatest. Love her to death. Can't gush enough. We basically have to put in a weekly Caitlin Johnstone segment because every week she puts out just absolutely fire. But how far gone is your progressive revolution if you're not even allowed to have a perfectly safe performative no vote, if even the illusion of opposition is banned? People say, why pick on AOC when all lawmakers are way worse? They're not worse. They just perform different functions. The mansions and cinemas kill leftward movement openly. The AOCs encourage the left to feed their political energy into a party that's built to kill leftward movement. Scathing, fire, absolute zero lies detected.
It's also like how, there's ones that did vote no, right? Are they worse or better than AOC? Like,
right? Only 9 of them
that statement
on the Israel thing, but
yeah. Yep.
Yeah. I don't know who needs to hear this, but there is no functional difference between a politician who votes a certain way because they want to and a politician who votes a certain way because systemic pressures push them to. They're still voting the same way. Yeah. It's like Trump supporters saying he wanted to fight the deep state, but the deep state wouldn't let him. It's like, okay, so who gives a fuck? Either he's an asshole or an impotent puppet, and either way, fuck him. Same with AOC and her constant establishment capitulations. Oh, look at that, Nightbot. Thank you, Nightbot. I'm talking to a bot. Whether they're serving the empire because they want to or because they have to, it's clear and undeniable that electoral politics isn't the way to advance the interests of normal human beings. The system simply does not allow for that. I adore this woman. She's so good. The absolute least important thing in the universe is how some politicians' feelings are feeling inside. It doesn't matter what secret intentions they have in their heart. All that matters is what they do. If they can't do what you need them to, it means they're useless. Period. I love her. Yes, it is a scam to keep control on the top hole. Anon. Thor. This is Thor, by the way, and on Facebook. What's up, dude?
Right.
Hashtag direct democracy. Woohoo! We're all about that. People vote. We can do it online. Throw in even blockchain if you want to for transparency. But here she goes. I think I actually quote tweeted this. The single greatest threat to freedom and democracy is not foreign governments, nor the authoritarian measures being implemented by our own governments, but the fact that giant media and tech companies are used to continuously manipulate the way people think about all of those governments. And this is why we do what we do. You're not free if your mind isn't free. It doesn't matter if you were free to say and do whatever you want because the powerful are still actively manipulating the thoughts you think, because all your words and actions will arise from those thoughts. Mental sovereignty comes first. Again, these little bullets, they're just random thoughts, and they're not necessarily connected to anything. They're all part of a theme, but that's what I love. It's just kind of stream of consciousness and maybe not developed for a full piece. I was actually talking to Luigi about this the other day, and he said he's got a whole list of ideas, and I'm like, dude, that should just like be a piece in itself and get it out there because some of it's going to get expired.
A paragraph and stuff.
Do it like this. I mean, Caitlin is fantastic in the way that she does this. So,
I mean, this is what my ideas folder in Google Drive looks like,
right?
Just stream of consciousness.
Pretty much. He has a working document with some other links to
Caitlin's consciousness is
genius,
much more put together, like
honestly, in a lot of ways, she channels a lot of what I think George Carlin would be saying today. In an alternate universe, the governments of a parallel Earth responded to the pandemic by pouring money into healthcare systems, transferring wealth from their nation's richest to their poorest and saying, here's a new vaccine, but it's up to you whether to use it or not. That is the alternate universe that I think we all wish we were living in. Biden proclaiming that the U.S. is no longer at war because he moved a few thousand troops out of Afghanistan is the most Trump-like thing that's happened so far in this very Trumpian administration.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
Yeah, the U.S. is like, we do not seek a Cold War. We simply seek to remain the unipolar dominator of the entire planet and maintain the ability to unilaterally destroy smaller nations who disobey us. And we'll do anything to accomplish this, including waging a new Cold War.
Yeah.
Just hammers all day long, straight hammers. Okay. Invented a highly effective new antidepressant. It's not a pill. It's just a big wad of cash taken by force from giant corporations. Sure.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, here.
Mothers and nurses work harder than any billionaire on earth.
Fuck yes. I think this line should be dedicated to Jimmy Dore. People complain about how I do my thing here.
How I do.
Go ahead.
And say I should do it in some other way, and I totally get it. One time, I went to an AC/DC concert and played not one note of smooth jazz. I was so angry. Like, you like smooth jazz? Yeah, that's
so good.
Did
so
you have
good.
like
again?
Look at how long the scroll is. Scrolly, still scrolly.
I'm done.
You're
Propaganda.
done.
Oh, this is. I did want everyone to read this. Propaganda works because it plugs into our most fundamental egoic mechanisms: identity and fear. Identify tightly with a group of or political faction, and you'll accept propaganda which comes from there. Be driven by fear, and that will be used to herd you into power-serving agendas. If you want to free your mind from the chains of power, it's not enough to do research and memorize a bunch of facts. The most important step to freeing your mind from its shackles is to remove from yourself the psychological hooks to which those shackles are attached.
Yep.
She's again, support Caitlin Johnstone.
Is she saying that if you free your mind, the rest will follow?
Free your
Just
mind.
making sure that's the sentiment.
I believe that was Morpheus said that to
was it
to Neo. Free
your mind.